Good evening. It's just before 7 o'clock on a Monday night, and this is Norma Cowie, who's here for mental mind treatments. I've had some emails come in, I've had some requests, and I'm sure hopefully people will also be putting in on the chat line so that I can see what it is they would like to have a mental mind treatment for. Marianne says, "Good evening, Norma. The three numbers I came up with are," I just want to write those down, 13, 16, and 19. I would like a prayer for clearing past issues. Okay. I know, because I've just got something else. Clearing past issues. So thank you very much. And it's a pleasure to have you here. And as often I do before Monday night, I look into my little God box insight cards. And I had one I don't remember seeing. And I'm sure I've seen every one of these over the many years I've used them. And it says, excuse me, all things, I must, just a minute, let me have a drink of water here. All things, including me, are changing. I cannot stop change or control change, but I choose the direction of my change. And usually the backside is very much similar or adds to it. And this was, in a way, was a little different. I give to another the greatest of presents when I can share the gift of my presence. For me, that's very appropriate. But I really found it interesting that I would pick something on about changing because I've had to really take a good look at myself and several other things that have gone on in the last, well, nearly a year actually, in my own sense of self. And yeah, and I realized I needed to make a change. I needed to make a change on several certain levels. You know, we can slip into a sense of this is how it is, this is how everything goes, and forget that sometimes life has a little bit of a slippery slope to it. And then situations come up which you'll have to stop and say, well, how come I've got this? Or how come I'm having to deal with this? And how am I going to deal with this? So all these things are really important. So I found it very interesting today when I pulled this little card. Just to remind you, it says, all things, including me, are changing. I cannot stop change or control change, but I can choose the direction of my change. So I'm going to begin tonight with the mental mind treatments with Marian's. And to know the goals, that's what I had put in there earlier. With the numbers of 13, 16, and 9, the clearing past issues. I'm going to do the treatment first, and then I'm going to explain the numbers tonight. In that way, in this sense. I know there's one power in one essence, and I know that as I speak my word, it is heard by this wonderful essence of being. And I speak my word at this point of time for Marianne. And as I speak my word for Marianne, I know the emotions, the senses of feelings, the awareness of past issues are cleared. And they are cleared for many different reasons and for many different ways. But as we move into self forgiveness, as we move into the awareness that the love energy always does not hold any resentments or any judgments, therefore we breathe in that loving energy, and so we can shine light on the past issues that are still there. We can let them go into the light. We can forgive ourselves for participating in them or creating them or just being there and having them happen around us. In letting go of the past issues, and the light comes, it literally clears the subconscious mind so that with the recreation of other issues does not have to be. It can be cleared in such a growing, loving sense of awareness. And for this knowingness, I truly, truly say thank you, thank you, thank you, that the past issues can be just, it's like a dissolved away and leaving space, more space for love, acceptance, and a movement forward. And it is this knowing that I truly say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Now, the numbers here 13, 16, and 19. 13 is about growth, leaving the past behind. It is moving beyond the struggles. It is where things have not been easy. It is leaving the old past behind. The key here, though, is the number 16, because often other things show up out of the blue, not thought of, not even wanting to. And whenever the unexpected happens, we have a choice. We can make more of it, build it up, make it in many, many different ways, or we can just accept it and let it go. And again, we get that sense of just letting it fade away so that you can, all of us can move into a newer, brighter, different perspective. This is about perspective. If we take something and chew on it, then it harbors, it stays around. And so it's like we never get out of the, I'm going to call it the fight. We never change into how we perceive or how we see. It just feels like a mound of dirt almost mounding up. And the key is to clear the mounding dirt and to be aware. And I know as we embrace the love, as we embrace the light, we can come into that self-forgiveness of self for even holding on to it and just letting it go. What is done, but we change. We change, our cells change. I know how many times I've thought of this over the years. Our cells change all the time. I forget how many years it takes to actually, I think it's 7, but I'm not sure on that at the moment. And it's like knowing that you're renewing yourself. And when you have light, when you have love, you can renew. And we can change habits, we can change perceptions, we can change awareness. And so that it comes to the point. So in the clearing of past issues here, it is the movement and the growth into the direction that you wish with this 19. It's beautiful, it's wonderful. But it's the letting go of the unexpected that comes in that reminds you of the old. It's like we just don't go back there. We let it go. We're in a new vibration. We're in a new awareness. We accept and we breathe out and we move forward. And for this total knowingness, I just say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. So thank you, Marion. Now let's have a look here. Karen, glad to see your face this evening. Yeah, me too. I would appreciate a treatment for more clarity in my life regarding my health. Blessings. Did you have 3 numbers at all, Karen? No, it's so funny. I have to say this because the other day, most of you who listen to me one way or the other know that I've gone through a health crisis in the last while. And so I was sitting here with my tarot cards and I thought, I should take a look at the outcome of my health because I was a little bit concerned. And what I found was that it said basically is that I wasn't going to die yet, which was kind of nice to see. But there was still a few more health problems to overcome, and then everything would be okay. And it was and for some reason, I guess I was wondering what was going on. So, Karen, we're going to do this treatment for you around your health. And as I just take a deep breath and align myself once more with the loving force, the essence of knowing I can speak my word for Karen. For in the oneness, we are all one. And we can do that. We can speak our word for love and light and joy. I know as I speak my word for Karen that health conditions which come up and surface, it's like a surfacing. I see a bubble of air coming up is just a representation of discontent is the word I get. Discontent happening within the system, discontent in the projection of it, a worry, a concern, a feeling of becoming very like right in the moment rather than projecting in the direction of where I want to go. I find it very difficult to look up and out into the future. Now, I know that as we accept whatever is around, whether it be health, just general health, emotion, mental, that they all coalesce and come into like a bowl of energy. And it is the dropping in of the knowing that no matter what things look like, there can be a different result if one puts that forward and goes there with joy and light and love. I just feel I want to put the head up and say, look to where you want to be, not where you are. Let go. Let go of these stored emotion. There's a lot of, it's almost like a storage unit where you've got certain emotions stored, and at certain times things are triggered, and there's a triggered mentally, but they unleash the emotionality that's been tucked away. And so the essence of things as they're tucked away, as we bring those forward, is the knowingness that the universal love force is there to transform all that. So you can stay ahead and look ahead, knowing that life moves in such a direction of peace and love and awareness of where you're heading and where you're going. There's such opportunities there, and I want to change that sentence there. It appears like there's loads of opportunities, but the baggage from before, which has been stored, needs to be cleared out. It's like clearing out the old, revitalizing the image of where and how you want to be, allowing the life, that the fullness of life to come in and be at one with all of that. I give thanks in the knowing of this. I give thanks in knowing that Karen is moving into a more open, accepting, loving element of the past also. And where she's heading, it's like a beautiful brick um, pathway. So it's very clear. And I can see now, I can see where I'm heading. I can see the lights. I can see the joy. I can see everything. And so consequently, I give thanks with great gratitude, knowing this is true, that Karen is moving into a healthier state as she lets go and moves more, even more into an alignment of the love energy. And so I say thank you, thank you, thank you to the force, the light, the love, and to Karen as we let go, knowing, and so it is. Amen. Okay, now Karen already says that was very helpful and insightful. Thank you. Well, yeah, I just get what I get, my sweet. I just get what I get. And I always appreciate you coming on and writing up. I do. It's appreciated. Now, I did have an email come in earlier today thinking, oh, I hope I'm not too late. And that's Karen, who we've worked with before. Now, she says for my question, but didn't tell me what the question is. And then she gives me 3 numbers, but I only got 2 numbers. So I'm just going to tune in and do a prayer and see what comes up. And then we'll work on the numbers and moving in the sense of the direction of where it is. Knowing that one force is in everything and everyone, I speak my word for Karen. As I speak my word for Karen, I know that there is light and there's love, and there's also a little bit of impatience here. And therefore, it's the releasing of the impatience to allow this beautiful heart that Karen has to express itself into the wisdom of the world, so to speak, to allow itself also the same thing. I'm finding it hard to look up and see the future because it's burdensome. And it's knowing, as I look at the numbers now and I feel that energy, the 2 numbers that were given was 5 and a 7, which says more knowledge is needed. that's what we're doing here. In order to let go the past. Can you see, people, the theme that's coming up here about letting go the past? Anyway, letting go the past as you change into the direction of where you want to go. We always know our own answers. I used to say we don't always like them because it means we're going to do something that maybe we're concerned about doing, a little frightened of doing, not sure of doing. But with Quran's number 7, there is a force here. It's like you're ready. So look ahead and know the direction that you want to go in. Know that the direction you want to be and what you want to create and how you want that to work is going to get you to where you want to be. I want to pat you on the back and say, listen to your own inner wisdom. Know that the Lord, the force of life is there inside. And again, as I said earlier, we always know our own answers. We don't like them. And we don't like them because it means we have to make a step that we may not want to do. We may not feel comfortable. We may feel nervous about it. We may, lots of reasons. But it's like here, when I'm in your vibration, Karen, it's like you're ready. So yes, if I can pat you on the back, lift your chin up, see the direction that you want to go in, I know that the universal love force is there for you to support you, love you, care about you, give you the insights of what to do. It's about relaxing into the light. It's about relaxing into the love that is there and knowing that the love is always there for you. I almost want to put a number 9 after the 7. I have no idea what you chose, which says the answer lies within. We always know our own answers. We may not like them, but we know them. And if we listen and be guided by them, it usually steers us exactly in the right. Not the little voice that says, oh, I don't know, I can't think I can do that. But the voice that says, yes, we can create this. We can move forward. And that life is there for me. So I give thanks in the knowing of the information that's given here, the light, the awareness, and I release this out into the universe, knowing that it is done, that it is true, and Quran can move forward with ease, with grace, because of knowingness, because of awareness, and not to be frightened of any kind of change. I find it very, and I should say, and so it is, I find it very interesting that the little card that came up that I don't remember seeing before, even though it makes sense, about changing. And yet what we're getting here is people needing to let go to move into the change. So for that, synchronicity. Nothing is without a purpose or awareness. Now I'm just going to do some others that I have here. I'm going to do one for Miss J. So yeah. There is one power and there is one force of life. And as I give my concentration towards Miss J, asking for clarity in all situations, or as maybe expressed as matters, there is a spring in the step of knowing that as the movement forward comes delight. As the movement forward comes a sense of letting go of all the burdens. So there only is light and love and ease. It is as though there is light underneath the feet as they move forward. It's as though there's light in the eyes of all of a sudden they're seeing things in a whole different perspective. Clarity definitely is there as Miss J is moving forward with ease, with grace, with purpose and awareness. And for that knowingness, I am incredibly thankful. And I just say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. I'm also going to do a treatment for Miss C. I know in the one power and the one essence that as I speak my word for Miss C, that her basic energetic fields are contained And because they're contained, there's an inner strength that begins to grow on the inside. When the energy is displaced because it's out too big and everybody else's can get messed in there, what happens is that there's no containment of self. And so very often we find it difficult to know who we really are. And I know as I speak my word that for Miss C, that there's a letting go of energy that is not hers, number one. And number two, that it comes in to be not so much a controlled in a way, don't want to give that, but a sense of being contained. That's what I'm looking for, being contained. So in being contained, that she is more powerful, more aware, more directive, and happier because she's her. She's herself. She's being. And so I give thanks for Miss C, knowing that the energy is shifting around so that she is more contained, more aware of her own self, so that there is happiness inside. And as the happiness comes inside, everything unfolds exactly as it needs to. And for that knowingness, I am incredibly grateful and say thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. I'm also doing a treatment for Miss M. As I move into the vibration of Miss M, I know the one power and the one light is in all of us. And I also know that when we feel overwhelmed and depressed and unsure, it's very difficult to accept and enjoy the wins in life. I know that Miss M has the ability to cast off the worry, cast off the concern, and accept and enjoy the wins that are actually there that she can build on. It's like having blinders on. When we have blinders on because life has come and overwhelmed us, and so it's like it's very difficult to see how light is working. It is very difficult to see that joy and happiness and things that we used to have, is because that feels gone, that it is actually just around the corner. So our energy has to shift and change into the acceptance into the winds of life. Sometimes the biggest things come to us and we wonder, what's this in my life for? But actually it's a big win because it opens many doors, opens many doors. And so I speak my word for Miss M at this moment to accept and to enjoy the wins, to let go of the sadness and the repression and feeling that nothing is on her side. The letting go of that, the letting go of feeling sorry for oneself, the feeling that, life is not working for me, and allowing the light, the joy, the acceptance of being. And I know that as that happens, everything begins to shift and change. And once more, once I move into that energy, I can look ahead. I can see the direction to where I'm heading and where I'm going. I give thanks in the knowing that Miss M was accepting and enjoying the wins of her life, which will enhance everything. And I release this thought knowing that it is true, it is done. And I do that by saying, and so it is. Amen. And now I'm going to do a treatment for Mr. J. Got this little card sitting in front of me. And again, all things, including me, are changing. It's all about change, changing perspective, changing direction, changing and allowing things to change. Sometimes we get so rigid in our day-to-day routine or in how we think and what we believe and all of those things that we literally are just churning down the same old path and not allowing newness in. Now, as I speak my word for Mr. J, I feel and know that the light has begun to come into his presence. And I know that he can be totally at inner peace, maybe for moments of a time, but the inner peace that comes takes away more of the darkness and the shattering that has gone on. And as it grows, and as he begins to accept those moments of inner peace, his viewpoint of the world shifts and changes. And in that shift and change, as he moves forward in the direction of where he's heading and where he's going, I smile. I smile as he will smile, because it's a moment of peace, a moment of awareness. There is more than what he has thought. And the willingness then to step out of the dark and into the light more fully, more engaging, more aware. It's just like a big smile. It's like, wow, can I trust this? Can I really believe this is true? Can I accept this? And I reinforce, yes, it is true, and you can accept it and allow it and let the dark totally, totally, totally go away, not to ever return. Because once you have inner peace, then you're able to deal with all the aspects of life, and you become your own co-creator of life, and you bring things to you, as it says here. But I can choose the direction of my change. I can choose the direction of my life. I can choose to be who I truly want to be. And I give thanks on the knowing of this, that Mr. J is right on that brink of accepting that, is right there to make that step and to choose to become alive and be at peace within himself and with life. I give thanks in the knowing of this. I give thanks as I release this onto the love force, knowing that it is done. And I do that by saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. We don't have a lot happening tonight, which is fine. I just wanted to say sometimes I'll do a treatment, just a general treatment. And I think I can do that tonight for the sense of change of people, because people do listen and hear. I know the one power and the one essence that is available for each and every person. And I know that anytime a person reaches out mentally, that energy is there to come in and soothe the soul, to soothe the unresting emotions, to calm everything down, and to remind that all is one, and that there is so much awareness and so much beingness to be created. I know that there are times when we move away from knowing that there is light and love. I know that there is an essence of all the things that you were wanting to be. I give thanks in knowing that each and every person on this planet who is so confused sometimes right now with all that's going on, that there is peace inside. And to find that peace, that inner knowingness, creates a change within oneself so that they can see and hear and know what is real for them, so they can change the direction of their lives, that they can make different choices and awarenesses, that all that happens. And I feel at this moment it's just like a sprinkle, like rain sprinkles sometimes. Doesn't really rain, it sprinkles. A sprinkle of love going around the planet, going around, so that any person that wants to just feel connected and loved 100% is available. That you have to make the choice. It's one thing about love. It is there, but you choose to bring it in. You choose it. And I give thanks in the knowing of that choice. I give thanks in knowing that there is one power and one essence in all things, and that each one of us can be a part of that. And I release that thought so that anybody who is wanting to just feel that inner peace, that inner calm, that inner connection, so that they grow into the knowingness that love is there, unjudgment, no judgment, just awareness, just love, pure acceptance of self. And I release this thought for anyone at all that wants this, that they will have it with ease and with grace. And so I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. And it was interesting because while I was talking about the love, I just want to mention on this coming Saturday from 10 to 12, I'm doing a little 2-hour workshop on connecting to the love force. And if you're interested at all, get in touch with me. And I have a couple of spots left. It's only a small workshop because I work with each one sort of individually as well, even though we have some exercises we do as a group. I would look forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, I want to wish you well this coming week. Marion says, thank you very much, Norma. You said precisely what I needed to hear, and blessings to all, which she always says. I thank Marion and Karen for consistently being supportive of this program. I appreciate that, and I appreciate those that make comments and send other emails or other things to me. I appreciate it. Otherwise, my changes would be not necessarily doing this on a Monday night. But I do love this work. I do love what it creates. I do love what can come out of this for you. I've practiced these treatments for myself for many, many years, and it works. I give thanks and knowing, and I look forward to speaking to you on Wednesday for Norma Talks, where we begin to examine number 7 of the tarot symbology. And that's very an interesting journey on number 7 show. So I'll be looking forward to that. And then I guess, of course, on Sunday for my Sunday thought. Have a great night. Lots of love. Bye now.